Cotman, Crawford, and the Jersey Guy Podcast.
Hey everybody, Kenny Cotman.
Louis Crawford.
And I'm Tom Ramage, the Jersey Guy.
Yo.
What's up?
What's going on, bro, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Excellent. Excellent. So for everybody seeing, Tom's not here today. He's on vacacione. He's chilling, living it up.
Living it up. Oh, yeah. It's Friday night.
Yeah. That's a throwback song for those of you that don't know. But yeah, so Tom is out, so he's hanging out with his family. They're enjoying themselves, so well-deserved, much-deserved, super-deserved vacation.
Kenny and I are here right now.
We're going to do our nifty little show.
We're going to do our thing.
Keep you all entertained. Yes, that's what we do. So today's episode is about classic television.
That's right. Classic television.
So
for us.
Right. So what we enjoy, what we remember is classic TV.
Yeah.
So do you want to do...
And what we'll make sure we get it right in case we're not sure.
Right. So now, do you want to say what your favorite TV show was? Or do you want to say where you believe classic TV is?
No, let's say we just start from the beginning and then just go from there. Like, okay.
In the beginning.
Well, because when you were younger, right, you had certain cartoons you watched. You had certain things you did. And as you grew up,
yeah, true enough.
You watched other things,
different
right?
Kind of
and then different type of TV.
Right.
So I would have to say it's hard to say, man.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Well, so let me say, you said going back
like I would say MASH for me.
Oh, I fucking love MASH.
Is on the list.
That is, that's
it's either one or two.
It's in the top three.
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
For really, really good shows.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I didn't like MASH at first. And then it grew on because I started to pay attention.
Because what they say in it.
Exactamundo.
Right.
I was like, ooh.
Right. It was like watching a live cartoon because the way he was acting and everything, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was a great show. The movie was freaking good too.
The movie was, but it was the show was totally different. It took on a life of its own. It didn't really gear to that.
Yeah.
In the sense of the style, I mean.
No, yeah, definitely. The show was it was freaking great. I love that show. I still watch it because they do it in reruns.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I still catch it.
I think is it on MeTV? I think it is.
Yep. Watch it on MeTV.
On MeTV.
Man. Yep.
Yeah.
Go further back before our time, pretty much, that we would have sat to watch.
But we would
television.
watch, right? But then you would watch TV that your parents already watched.
Right.
Now we're watching it.
Right. Yeah.
Those were our cartoons.
Right. Yeah, that too. But you had the Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger, I remember
so
that.
You had that. So there's cowboy shows for those that don't know who Lone Ranger is.
Bonanza.
Yep. But they just did a movie not too long ago of a few years ago of Lone Ranger. It was Johnny Depp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. It was
all right.
It was all right.
Yeah. It wasn't the show, but the show, it was kind of like that cheesy.
Yeah, but it gave you some story to it, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was adventure. That's the time when TV was like supposed to be the adventure.
But that was the show was different. That was the movie though, right? You're talking about the movie with Johnny Depp.
The show was also about I'm saying adventure, little short stints of adventure. So it was the things that they had to do. They were saving a town. It was, saving these people.
Right. Oh yeah. He always he came in and saved the day.
Hi-oh, Silver.
Away.
Yeah. Yeah. Kimo Sabi. That was Tonto with his sidekick.
Right. Other shows. What else? Oh, that's so many. I mean, I got what I don't remember. Forward. Yeah, so
then we go to All in the Family.
All in the Family.
Awesome.
For sure.
Yep.
Good Times.
Good Times.
Love Good Times.
Yeah.
I watched it all the time.
Yep. Jeffersons.
Of course.
Yep, because that was so the
George and Louis.
I say all my children.
George and Louis.
Family started it.
Yeah, they came from. That's where they started.
The Jeffersons were the branch off of that, so that was really good. Probably, I mean, it was for its time.
It was ahead of its time.
Way ahead of its time. For its time.
It was.
You know what I mean? And the things that were going on in that show are things that we deal with and see now.
Right.
I'm a firm believer that history repeats itself.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? So every 20 years or so, depending on
it rears its head.
It just comes back around and we get.
And then you gotta we're tired of it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to hear that.
Right.
Yeah, we've done it already twice.
Right.
It's like whatever. Yeah.
What else? Well, listen. Let's just go through the list. Screw it, man, and we can just talk about it as we go.
Mm-hmm. Honeymooners. Pow, bang, zoom.
Right.
To the moon, Alice. Yep.
Right.
Bus driver. He was a New York City bus driver.
Mambo. Dun, dun.
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
Yeah. And it was the life because he never felt like he was ever making enough money.
Of course, and he was living in this apartment with the worst refrigerator you could possibly have.
Yep, he was a genius in his own mind.
Right.
Yep, Alice was his wife. Best friend was the guy who worked in the sewers. Norton. Come here, Norton.
Yeah.
Come on down.
Then you had the Twilight Zone that would go on after that.
Twilight Zone for me, if it's not number one, it's number two of my favorite shows of all time.
Yeah.
Like still.
And I think I'm close to seeing all of them. Every once in a while when I watch it on New Year's.
Yep.
And I watch it through.
Yep.
Most of the time, I know all of them. Once in a while, there's one that must have slipped through somewhere that I didn't know about.
So I think I've only come across maybe 3 that in the past couple of years that I didn't know, that I didn't see. But man, if the Twilight Zone didn't teach you a fucking lesson, nothing will.
They were good stories. They were crazy stories.
Amazing stories. And I don't care who says what, I believe that too. A lot of the shows, the Twilight Zone episodes,
right,
have become movies. Like, so the Chucky.
Yeah, is that what they did?
Yeah, Chucky, Annabelle. Those are about the dolls.
Oh my God.
And then they had the Twilight Zone.
The one with Telly Savalas.
And he was it.
Yeah, and he tries to grind it. He's got the doll and he's trying to cut it off, and she looks at him. Yep. Oh, shit.
Yes.
I'm out.
Yep. I don't think I like you. Yes.
No way, man.
Love it, bro. And one of my favorite ones was when they went to space. They would travel. It was the astronauts, right? And there was one episode. I meant the astronauts from here. Not the UFOs coming. I'm gonna tell you my other favorite one. But so every time astronauts left Earth and they went somewhere, they always had some kind of issue. They were scared, or what they were going to find when they landed wherever. So it was the one when they landed on Mars, and the guy didn't want to open up the door to get out, and he kept hearing tapping, and the partner that he was with got hurt,
right?
And he didn't want to open the door to see who was out there because he was afraid. When he finally opened it up, it was humanoids out there, or people that look like humans,
right?
Long episode short.
I remember this one.
They take him out, and he ended up they put him on display like he was in a zoo. That was freaking awesome.
Right. So he got the reverse of what was going on, what we were doing to animals on our planet.
The one where the aliens came here, the name of the episode was To Serve Man.
Right. And that was the one with the soda shop or coffee shop.
No.
With the bus crashes or the bus stops and they have to,
No. This was the one that the spaceship came.
Oh, To Serve Man.
To Serve Man.
To Serve Man.
And the
I know what it says.
Yeah, I know what it says. And so they come in, they give the Earthlings a book, and they're telling them that these are the things that are going to help them prosper, and it's going to make them great, and civilization is going to be awesome, and
crops and economical. They did everything for them.
So after like a year or so, they saw that the people were, the people saw what they bought them, that the aliens got them, that it was helping them out. There's food for everybody in abundance, and everything is great.
Right.
And when the linguist finally
figured it out,
cracked the code of what the language was, they said, "Don't get on. It's to serve
whatever
man."
Whatever you do,
and that's what the title was, To Serve Man. So they were making everybody, all the humans, fat, so that they could eat them when they took them back home in the spaceship. That
crazy.
Was fantabulous.
That was a good one.
Yep. So don't go in a spaceship, yo.
The one I was talking about is the one where they stop at a coffee shop. I think either the bus, I can't remember if they just stop or there's something wrong with the bus and they had to, it was snowing.
Right.
And they're in a coffee shop and they're looking for some kind of alien or something going on. There's
yes.
These guys are talking about it in it.
Yes. And
so it wound up being both.
Yep.
That was a good one, right? The guy, he takes his hat, he's got the third eye.
Third eye right there. Yeah, that was another good one.
Twilight Zone was the shit.
Yeah, that was
for sure, man.
And they started new ones. I haven't got a chance to watch them.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Some of them are all right. Yeah.
Because what's his name? Peel.
Yeah, he's good.
The one who's doing it.
Yeah.
And bro, I got to see those. Those were fantabulous. So those are like slightly drama. So then action, a little bit more action. So I don't know if you remember BJ and the Bear.
Of course I do.
I freaking love
my father loved that show.
That was a fantastic
I watched it because my father watched it. I was a little kid when that show was on.
Yeah.
We were little.
That was it. I loved that show, man. So this guy, driving a big rig truck across the country, and he had a monkey.
Right, a monkey.
That was his
chimpanzee, I believe.
And he had that was the only time that you ever saw so many hot chicks driving trucks. driving big rigs.
Oh yeah, in that show.
Every freaking woman was like, "Yeah, BJ, whatever you need."
Right. Yeah, it was so the sexual overtones were crazy in that.
It was.
It was so direct.
Yeah. Oh,
you know,
and then some. Yeah.
And every one of them was like hot. You know what I mean?
All of them were. Yeah, they were all.
Right.
They were all that super
And
sexy.
then you're a little kid watching this. You're like, damn, what's up, man?
Look at the boobies.
Yeah, that was a good one. Then you had Starsky and Hutch.
Starsky and Hutch was fucking awesome, bro. There's just nothing else. That was like that great, everybody tried. Matter of fact,
Everybody played Starsky and Hutch.
All the time.
Everybody did.
Running across. So when you see people now running over their hoods because they saw Starsky and Hutch.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was always Starsky. Yep.
Yeah, that's freaking hilarious. And Ben Stiller did a remake of that.
They did a good job on that movie because it was funny at the same time the way he did. They threw the comedy in there. It was like a satire. Is that the right word?
Yep.
My God, it was perfect the way they did it. They did
awesome.
it. They were the right two people to play that part. And then they actually made a cameo. I don't remember that in the movie.
Yes, they did. Yeah,
the real Starsky and Hutch.
And Owen Wilson.
Yeah. I don't know if Huggy Bear was in it or not.
I think he was. I think he did a cameo.
Was he?
Because
I don't remember.
To the bar. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's
awesome. What I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. We're gonna go stay that far back because we can't. So
bro, I keep going back.
Yeah, go ahead. Which one?
No, you go. You pick one.
No, I was saying. I'm saying.
I was going to say Beretta.
Bro, don't do the time
if you can't
do the
crime.
No, I'm sorry, did it backwards. Don't do the crime if
you can't do the time. That's right.
No, don't
do it.
Yeah, that was awesome show, bro. That was probably that was the heaviest hitting cop drama at that time.
Yeah, that was a good show.
There was no other cop shows
with
that
the parrot.
That.
We had the parrot.
Yeah,
or cockatoo. Was it a parrot or cockatoo?
Cockatoo. It was a cockatoo. Yeah. And you carry what it is. I can't remember what the bird's name was.
Right.
That was super deep drama. That one and Adam 12.
Adam 12.
They did the
Holy
real
shit.
Yeah, I know. See, yeah, I still watch Adam 12. Every once in a while, I'll catch it. And they did a lot of drug shows. Yeah. A lot of runaway shows.
Yeah. Wife, where there was spousal abuse. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember seeing a couple of those.
Yeah. They had a lot of good ones. And then Beretta was more drug inner city.
He was more in the city.
Yeah. More
These guys were
in the subways. Yeah. They had a couple of things out there. A lot of suicide stuff, bro. They had a few episodes that they were talking people literally off the ledge.
Right.
There was some really. I mean, watching it, years later, I was like, whoa, they were really deep.
They were
really, really deep, and they didn't say that marijuana was like the gateway drug. That the way they used to
put a PSA. There was one show where a guy said, one day marijuana is going to be legal, right? And they say to him, I think it was the same show. It's like, well, not today, or something like that.
So you're getting arrested and took
I think I might be mixing up two shows.
I think it was the same episode.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they were trying to catch a drug dealer.
Yeah.
So there's been a couple they did.
It's funny how we remember that shit.
I know.
It's like in our brain. It's burnt into our brain.
That's what we
DNA.
grew up on. That's what made us. I think our generation, what we are watching these TV shows. We didn't have all of the things that were going on in there, but we knew somebody or we were able to relate in some way, shape, or form with those episodes, with that storyline. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think it was on most of them. Whether it was like I said, so we talk about BJ and the Bear driving the big rigs and having the monkey. That was more of that, oh my God, it's got to be cool. Life outside of this neighborhood is great. And that's kind of what you were looking forward to do, to be something like that. Granted, the reality wasn't there,
but we knew it was BS though, man.
Right.
It was just TV we liked,
right. And then when you had those hard hitting shows that they were actually giving you, I guess we'll say
Adam
a PSA.
Adam 12.
Adam 12 was another good one. Bro, Emergency. Dude, I used to watch that all the time.
Emergency.
Like I stopped.
That was another one of my father's favorites.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, and that was a good one. That was about firemen, and just all the things that they had to go through. I mean,
but it was entertainment. It was good entertainment.
Yes.
There was always somehow they always fit in like a happy part at the end, or they say this funny joke, or they whatever it is that they add into it the episode. Remember, it was always like that.
They crossed over I think it was Adam 12 and Emergency. I know it was another. It wasn't Adam 12.
I know what you're talking about, man. You're making that shit up.
Crossovers where they were, I can't remember.
At that time?
Yeah. Because it was in the same city. It was in L.A. And I can't remember if it was Adam 12 or the other cop show.
I don't know.
But,
I don't think so.
There were some really good ones, man. There were some really good episodes of that too. Go ahead.
Odd Couple.
Dun, dun, that was great. Felix Unger and Oscar Madison.
Awesome. Love that show.
Awesome show. That was always funny, And that was a good one. Like there wasn't that many. It was good entertainment. There was.
It was funny.
Yeah.
It was hysterical.
Like, a comedy show. It wasn't so. It wasn't so deep.
It had a serious tone to it too, because there was always something going on.
Yeah. Right.
And a mix-up, or the one time they thought he took all his sleeping pills. Oh, and they were like, he even did the cotton. Yeah. He's like, what did you do with the cotton? When they finally figured out what was going on, he's like, I used it for my ears. Because he didn't want to hear anything,
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was a great show.
He had the super sinus issue.
Always had an issue.
Super neat all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Jack Klugman, Oscar Madison. That was
happy
it.
And
super
peppy
filthy.
And bursting with love.
Remember that?
All right.
That was freaking hilarious.
All right.
That was the best, bro.
Yeah.
That was
no doubt
great. Hey, I loved all them shows, bro. All those shows are just, he said it was just so freaking cool watching them. And then as we got older, that's where like the future stuff. Well, not even.
Well, then the 80s kicked in because it was like we were watching 60s stuff in the 70s. Right. And then there was their own 70s stuff too.
Right.
Wait, and we can't forget this one, of course, $6 Million Man.
So that was the beginning of my dream of becoming a cyborg.
I used to want to have bionic legs when I was a kid.
Yes, man.
I was like, get up in the morning.
Yeah, and just everything would be like,
right, and you could run fast somewhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So for those who don't know, by a $6 million man, astronaut Steve Austin got into an accident. Yeah. He lost an arm, an eye, and a leg.
We can rebuild him.
Make
him better than before.
Yes. And they gave him robotic limbs.
Yep.
Underneath his,
that's right.
Looked like regular skin.
It looked like regular.
Yep.
Perfect limbs.
Yep. So now he becomes not a spy, but
Well, he's already worked for the government because he was an astronaut, right? So now they need him because he has these crazy powers now and whatever.
To solve all the crimes.
He can he goes undercover. Yeah. Yep. It was great, man. My brother had the doll.
Yeah.
And it picked up the motor.
Did you have it with the
with the eye?
You could see in the back.
You could look through the eye.
You could magnify everything
for the bionic eye. Yeah, absolutely.
And then he got a sidekick. He got Jamie Summers and the dog.
Well, yeah, but remember Jamie? She got into that accident. That's how she got her bionics.
Right. So she got into a skydiving
and then she couldn't remember who he was, and they went through that whole issue.
Yep.
And then eventually they
or whatever.
Right.
Then they had the dog. Remember the dog's name?
No, what was that name?
Max.
Oh, Max.
A German Shepherd.
That's right. And who was in the $6 Million Man? One of the best episodes, or one of the most famous episodes.
Oh, I don't know which one you're talking about.
Sasquatch. Remember the bionic Bigfoot that was in $6 Million Man?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yep.
I forgot.
That was a big.
That. Wow.
That was a huge episode back then.
Yeah. Holy shit, dude. That's a memory.
We're getting old, bro.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about. You remember that I didn't.
I could keep going, man.
Yeah.
God, it's crazy.
Yeah, man. That was awesome. I forgot about that mess. Yep. Knight Rider.
That was more. It was
the
70s or 80s? Okay, 80s.
Like, 80s.
All right, so we're. Oh, yeah, I got you.
Kit. Michael Knight.
My father liked that show. Wasn't a big fan of it though. Really? It didn't do nothing for me. I mean, the car was cool. Yeah, but I was digging it.
Yeah, there's a dude around Orange County up here that has one. I went to Comic-Con down in the city.
He brings it. Does he bring it there?
And he has it over there. Yup. There's a guy in Pine Bush that has a DeLorean.
Really?
Yeah, an official DeLorean, bro. You can't touch the car because the oil in your fingers.
Wow, it'll mess it up?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's bananas, yeah. But yeah, so TV shows that
I Dream of Jeannie.
I Dream of Jeannie. Now you see.
So now not that.
See. Look at you.
It was a great show,
That
man.
was an awesome show.
I had to be, God, I must have been like 5 or 6 when that show was on.
Right. Yeah, I had to be. So I was.
All right. That show, was off the hook. Especially growing up, you're a little boy.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Yeah.
No, well, not even then. But just the fact, because when you're a kid, you love it, but you love that show for a reason. And you get older, you're like, oh, I dream of Genie. I know why I liked it so much.
So my aunt, may she rest in peace, loved that show. So she wanted all of us, because she was an elder sister, so she wanted all of us to call her grandmama, because that's what the grandmother
in I Dream of Genie.
In I Dream of Genie.
You're not mixing Bewitched.
No, that's Bewitched. Oh, snap.
You're mixing it up. That's wrong.
Bewitched.
So,
sorry, my bad.
Thanks you for coming. Yes. This was a great show, and have a good night.
I forgot that was Bewitched. There you go. That's another good one. Well, then for that, that's my aunt.
So that show, she's big on it.
Bewitched was, I'm sorry. Yeah. So wait, I Dream of Genie was the genie in the bottle.
Right. And that's how it works. They're in the bottle. You rub the bottle. It comes out of the bottle.
Or he would just call Genie because he was
right. And
he worked for the government. He was a military guy. Yeah.
Coming right out.
See, if you would have done the song, then I would have remembered. I would have got it mixed up. Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah. The little cartoon doing the
oh, man.
Yeah, bro. That was a funny ass show too, man.
Yep.
Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah.
The Dick Van Dyke Show.
Yes.
That was great.
I remember that. She trips over the hassock.
Yep. That was another good show. That was funny. And those now that's what they were showing that I believe they were making those shows to show where a woman's place was supposed to be.
It was just not necessarily.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. That's how it was for that time.
But they wanted to keep it like that, and that's around the time when
that's what when we watch TV now, they portray what's going on now, right? When you watch TV, right? So for that time, they were doing the same thing, but they were probably a little stricter about it.
That okay,
because you had the two beds, it was separated, right? I love
I never showed them sleeping.
I love Lucy. Bed. It was the same way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So everybody knew Ricky, or somebody was sneaking in the bed somehow.
Somebody was thinking the twin bed. Godly, they each had twin beds.
So they for whatever reason they thought that would we can't have one bed.
Yeah, no.
For that time
together because that was just cash.
Yeah, that's sacrilegious.
Yes. You can't. You don't show the people sleeping.
It was a different time then.
Yeah.
Then things changed as they got progressed. Now look where we are now. Now you have the bra commercials that are on TV now, because of these crazy bras the women have, and it's without the wire, and they're showing it to you on TV. I'm like, I'm loving this TV, honey.
Oh, yeah.
This is great.
You're a crackhead.
She laughed. I said, "Do you have any of those?"
Yeah,
they just look comfortable.
Yeah,
I like them.
Yeah, I think you should. Matter of fact, get a couple
we're going shopping tomorrow.
Tomorrow. That's the funniest thing ever, dude. That's funny.
Oh man,
that is hilarious. But
that's my point is that because things how they progressed and where we are compared to back then,
right? Yeah,
right. You can never do then what you do now. Then,
no way, bro.
But they have you locked up in an instant.
It would be considered a rated X movie.
Yeah, it would be hardcore considered. Yeah,
all day.
They'd be like, "Yo, you got to go away, man."
What? You showed her underwear? No way. Yeah, it was.
Forget
insane. And really, to me, watching the history of television,
how it progressed.
How it's progressed, what they talk about and whatnot, you're like, whoa, right. It's come a long way.
Absolutely.
And it really has been, to me, a learning tool, As funny as it sounds, because, like I said, there were some people that didn't know that that's what life was outside of their neighborhood, off of their block, off of the suburbs or out of the city, Like, that's the dream. I want to be like that.
Yeah. But what about when you see something like The Honeymooners, right? So now here's a guy, he's a bus driver, he's trying to make a living, him and his wife. And most of the time, at the end of the show, it's always Alice, usually
calms
making him understand and bringing him to his senses, right?
Yeah.
So even then, they kind of pushed it a little too.
Definitely.
I mean, you know what I mean? But it was funny because of the way they did it.
Yes.
So they made it where it was comedy, right?
The Palapany episode. He's going to be on the game show, and he was studying with...
Or Duvers.
Yeah.
Instead of hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah, instead of hors d'oeuvres. So Palapanis instead of polo ponies.
Right, exactly.
That was awesome, man.
Corn apple.
Yeah. And Norton, that dude was insane, bro.
Yeah.
He was just the
Captain Video.
Yes. Oh, that was a great one.
When he got the TV.
Yes.
Right? Captain Video. So Honeymooners, Ralph had a TV, but Norton didn't. But he wanted to watch it, so Ralph needed to go to bed. He went to bed, whatever. Of course, Ron's got the TV too loud.
Yep.
And he's making all kinds of noise.
Yep.
Because they both actually own the TV, I think.
Yeah, they both pitched
They
it
shared
together.
it, right?
Yeah.
But it's in Ralph's house,
Right.
of course. So,
Yep.
so he's sitting there with this helmet on, like he's a 12-year-old, and he's a grown man. Kept the video.
Yep. That was awesome, man.
So yeah,
That was
and black and white.
Black and white.
Black and white.
Yeah. So was the Twilight Zone.
Yep.
So was the Lone Ranger. You know.
So was I Dream of Genie,
I Dream of Genie was in black. Started out
and then
in black and white.
and then color.
Went
So
to
did
color
Bewitched,
and Bewitched also. Yep.
right? Oh,
Yeah.
we're forgetting the one,
Go ahead.
the most. Gilligan's Island.
Gilligan's Island. Yes. Yes.
Gilligan's
Not to sing
Island.
the whole song. So 7 castaways was stranded on an island. They went out on a yachting cruise, little thing. The boat crashes.
Right.
They're stuck
And then they
there.
were done on a desert,
Yep.
right? An
It
island.
was, the professor, Marianne, the millionaire and his wife, the movie star, the professor and
Marianne.
Yeah, here on Gilligan's Island.
Here on
Yeah, all 7 of them.
Gilligan's Island.
Yeah. Awesome show. That was funny too. Because
Great
all the
show.
trouble they got into.
But all half the shit that could never really happen.
No.
They
No.
making shit out of coconuts. and,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the professor, like he was like, where was this guy? How come he wasn't in
Yeah.
NASA or something?
Yeah, he should have been, well, because he was stuck on the island.
I know.
So then, with all the coconut stuff and everything that he did on that island, and he couldn't make a
Right.
boat.
Remember he had
or
the
something.
bike when they were
He had
making
the
their
bike to
own
make
power.
electricity. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, do you remember seeing the end of that show?
No.
There was
They do. Yes, I saw the final episode where they actually get saved. Right.
and then they end up going back to the island, and they made it a tourist attraction.
There you go.
Because there was people on the backside of the island, and they were like, "What's that going on?" Yeah, it was great. They made movies, and that was the funny too. There was a few episodes where other people got to the island, and they never got rescued.
Right. And they never said anything about him being there, right? Because some people would let and they would get out, but they
Yeah,
wouldn't get out.
They wouldn't leave with them.
Right. It's
Yeah.
like, what the hell's going on?
Yup.
But they had to keep the show going. And that's what it was about.
And that's
So,
what made it. Wait,
that's
they
Gilligan's
left without
Island,
us. Yeah.
You know.
I always thought that I like Marianne better than Ginger. I always thought that Marianne was prettier,
Yes.
the country girl. I
Yeah.
thought she was always prettier than
Yeah.
movie star.
Well, if you're bringing it up, yes, it's
Yeah.
the same for me as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Not
Oh, yeah.
that I wouldn't hang with Ginger as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, wifey material was Marianne.
I got you.
Understood. Definitely, bro. That was
What was the one, and they made the movie out of it with, I got it. I already found out.
Yeah.
Wild Wild
Went to
West.
the Rolodex.
Wild Wild West.
Wild Wild West.
The original show,
Yes.
which was also in black and white,
Yes, it was.
and then was in color. And he had
Yep.
that blue suit all the time,
Yep.
crazy knife in his boot.
Yes, that was a really good.
That was, I love that show. All everything I'm telling you is mostly my father, except for like the Honeymooners and all that other stuff.
Okay.
But most of those shows like that,
Yep.
yeah.
Maverick was a great show. That was awesome show. That was an awesome show. But they Will Smith they did a remake movie of Wild Wild West.
Right. It was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't too shabby. It was
No, it was
entertaining.
good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Because
It
he had the
was
crazy
not
gizmos and everything. And that guy who played the Southern guy, and he was in that crazy.
Yeah.
I loved the way he spoke through that whole
Yeah.
movie. He was just so rude and arrogant and
Yep.
well spoken, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And I was like,
It was awesome. It was awesome. That was a.
it
that
was.
a good
They did a
TV
decent
show.
job on it. I would have liked to.
Oh, yeah.
I would have liked to seen the show, the movie done the way the show was.
True enough.
Right.
True enough.
Regardless of the color of the character. That's not what I'm saying.
No,
I'm not
just
saying
to
that.
make it more
Because to me, it
serious
doesn't
rather
matter.
than funny. Yes.
Right. But to be the way they did it in the show.
Yeah, because he was a spy, right?
Right. Basically, you're right. He worked for the government. He had his own train.
Right.
Right. Remember?
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
got on there
That would have been cool to make that into like the original show.
to do it like, to kind of spin it off of that.
Right.
Kind of like they did with A-Team. Remember when they
Bro.
did A-Team
Dun, dun, dun.
and they made the movie?
Yes.
I loved that movie.
Yeah, the
movie was
really
great.
good. Yeah, the movie was good. The movie was
They
good.
did a great job on that
Yeah.
movie.
And in the TV show,
Another TV show my father
bro,
loved.
shot everything and everybody, and nobody ever got hit. Nobody ever caught a bullet. Everybody was just like blowing things up around them, and they would just catch everybody and round them up. Meanwhile, there's AK-47,
Right.
nothing,
Right.
nothing, throwing grenades.
'Cause they're special
making
forces,
tanks.
bro,
They were
you know.
Special forces, yeah, they were
That's
special
what it is. But the
forces.
movie was more realistic.
Yeah, the movie was way.
The movie was better that
was
way.
a
Because,
great-
I mean,
that
what's
was a good
TV? You know, we got a budget.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Yeah.
And now they, when they did the movie, then had the right people for it and everything. I like
Yeah,
when
they
they do that, you
Yeah,
know?
they did. They got good guys doing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Liam Neeson being the
Yeah.
being Hannibal. The fighter was B.A. Baracus.
Right. He was perfect for that.
Rampage was his name.
Yep.
Yep. And I can't remember the other guys' names. Yeah, wasn't me, bro.
Me either, but it didn't sound good.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll just wait for them to go away.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I mean, like I said, there was a lot of good shows.
Yeah.
A lot of good
I got more
shows. Go ahead.
Star Trek.
Dude, you can't go anywhere without Star Trek. Star Trek, as far as I'm concerned,
Black and white.
Up and then color.
I believe so.
I'm pretty sure you're right. Yep.
Yeah.
Lost in Space.
Lost in Space.
That was another one.
Yep.
So those were shows that were way ahead of their time as far as the technology and what they were saying could be. Because if not for, listen, I'm a Star Wars guy all day long.
Right.
Okay. But
you were checking to see if you had that shirt on more, and you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, making sure. No, I had making sure which one I had on. Try to go with the different t-shirts. But yeah, so if the phone was the communicator in Star Wars, so you open up the phone and that was a flip phone back in the day. Yeah, it started out as that big brick, but it was still that.
Oh yeah, I remember my cousin had one of those. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah. So
Then-
that's where it originated
right.
from,
Then-
and then it just progressed and went into its own.
And all the little things that they did.
Right.
So you
Took
you
a-
want to talk about scanning somebody to see what was wrong with them.
Right,
from the
laying them
doctor,
down on the
lay
table.
them on the table.
Yeah, that's
CAT
true.
scan,
They're doing that now
X-rays,
too.
that
Yeah.
kind of thing. That was the CAT scan.
Well, but it was even farther than that. They actually have tables like that. Like my son had a table when he had Cole, his son.
Mm-hmm.
They had this crazy like bed or blanket or something that was in there that they put on the baby, and it would be able to take his breathing, his pulse. It had all kinds of crazy things that it would monitor.
Yeah.
And it was like Star Trek. I was
Yeah,
like, that's
yeah.
right out of Star Trek, because
Yep.
that's exactly how the table was. If you laid on it, it showed you your blood pressure.
Right, everything
it
right
did all
there,
that right
everything
on the
right. Yeah.
right.
And that's what I'm saying. So
They're already there already.
Star Trek has given the ideas or what have you.
I think all
for that
sci-fi
kind of
does.
I just think that Star Trek.
Oh,
was
they
the
were,
groundbreaking.
absolutely.
Yeah, because even
Absolutely.
Lost in Space, there were things in Lost in Space that weren't quite reality.
Yeah, it was more of a spoofy type thing.
Right.
And but it was still decent. It wasn't my favorite, but I actually liked the movie better
yes, the movie was fantastic
than the show.
Yes.
And I'm sure people who loved the show back then
Yep.
loved the show better than they loved the movie.
Oh, definitely.
But for me, it was different. I just couldn't, for whatever reason, I just couldn't get into it. The Star Trek was more my speed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, nope. I love the Lost in Space. That was
Again, my
awesome.
father.
Yeah, that was awesome. Damn, your father and I, we would have been.
Yeah, he loved all that stuff, man.
we would have been.
I think he loved MASH too. I don't know if he was a big fan of All in the Family, like we said earlier.
Okay.
But yeah, and my mother too. She loved all that stuff. They were always, and TV was a big thing in our house. We look forward to. My father's favorite show was Charlie's Angels.
Dude, come on, you can't go wrong with Charlie's Angels. Bro.
Charlie's Angels, bro.
Yep, 3 women spies. Well, I don't say the spies. They like work for a private agency.
Well, they were police officers, but they're undercover. All the time.
Undercover
They're
cops for the special
incognito.
agency, whatever had Charlie
Right.
was they never got
Charlie.
to check to meet Charlie. They had Bosley, but they never got to meet Charlie.
Yeah, Bosley.
Yep. Yep. Another show that was, empowering women back in the day. Right. In all honesty, I mean, the girls that they were actually able to
it was
infiltrate
badass.
crime syndicate stuff, and they were able to fight, and they were actually smarter.
But
than
it was
people
spoofy too. That one,
Yeah, there was some episodes that were because Bosley's the one who made it to spoof.
Yeah,
what I mean?
He
was
brought the comedy to it.
Right.
Yeah, a little. Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah.
First time.
Hell yeah, it was. Yes, it
was definitely one of his favorites for sure. No doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie's Angels.
Yeah. Oh man, I just lost it. Rockford Files.
Rockford Files.
Rockford Files. Yep.
Yeah.
I saw it in my head, and
I can hear the music, but I don't want to say because I'm not sure if I get it right. But
what was it?
I can't. I'll get it wrong.
Oh man, yeah.
But I'm trying. That's why I'm trying to get it right in my head. But I can hear it because I know the opening of the scene when the show would start, so you can see it in your head. You know what I mean? It's like, God, we have so much in there. Man. Yeah. It's just like it's amazing. Yeah,
it's a thing.
Tanya bugs out because I'll remember something. And go, yeah, that was from this show that on that. She's like, wow, how?
Yeah, how do you remember that?
Who are you?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. It's in there. I can't get it out.
It happens, certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not helping me any, but it's definitely in there.
I'm a genius in my own mind.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Just saying. Yeah, no, that was, but I mean, that's why I think, like I said before, those were shows, that was an era in television that molded us,
Right.
It wasn't so much that we were, and it sounds crazy. As much TV as we watched was double the time that we spent outside.
Yeah, we were
You know
out.
what I mean?
Yeah, usually if we watched any of it, it was at night when you're already in the house.
Yep.
And usually if it's during the day, it was cartoons or something you caught after
Yes.
school.
Yep, after school.
After school.
You know, on the weekends.
On the
wake up
weekends.
super
So you had
early,
your
6 o'clock in the morning.
right.
Watch the cartoons. And stuff.
Conjunction.
Yeah, dude. You know, you can watch that now too. You can stream it. No
That's
lie.
great.
On Disney Plus, I think it is.
What's
But, you know,
your function?
and those were things that you were learning. You know, like for that, you
Right.
know, Construction Junction. You know, and there was a cartoon.
And it told
how to
how
how
to make a bill.
Yuck Mouth. Remember Yuck Mouth? They call him Yuck Mouth.
Yep.
'Cause he don't brush.
They should bring that back, man.
But no, we can't because there's no cartoons. They don't have those Saturday morning.
So don't do it.
anymore.
Don't do it cartoons. Do it on social media.
Well,
In other words, make your own version of it. You know, start it up
That
again,
would
and
work.
you know, like have them just reboot it, but put it on social media.
Yeah.
and then just throw it out there. People will see it, and you know,
That might work.
I've seen it a few times. People are like, remember when we were growing up when we had this?
Yeah. Okay, I
If you
haven't
grew
seen
up
any
at
of
this
that.
time, this is
That's
playing.
right. There is that lady that does it on social
Right.
media on Instagram. Yeah.
So people are seeing it for sure. But I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be cool if they could do that just to like educate people because it
Well,
was
they would
cool
have to-
because it actually helped you when you were.
yeah.
It taught you how things worked
What things
in our
were.
government.
In the government, how to read,
Right.
You know, how to speak. Then for that, you know, so Jessica, my wife, has a T-shirt says "These streets raised me." Well, I grew up in these streets, and it's Sesame Street.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's got
Yeah.
Big Bird and
Sesame
Oscar
Street.
and Grouch and all of them.
Oh, that was a great show, man.
Yep.
I think that might have started in black and white too, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember.
We're gonna have to check that.
I like the Electric Company better. That's what more.
Electric Company. I love the Electric Company.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys. That was Rita Moreno.
Yes. It was
Excuse me.
awesome. Yep. And then now there was the Wanderama. So Wanderama
was my-
pretty groovy, bro.
Bro, I love that
was
show.
cool.
I always
Because it
wanted to
was-
go on that show.
Yeah, me too, bro. Because we're right there in the city.
I always wanted to go on.
Yeah, and that was a show that was a kids Phil Donahue, a kids.
Oh, it was just a
talk
fun
show.
thing. It was a fun thing.
Yeah, and they had it was the like I said, it was the kids talk show.
Excuse me.
You know, it had those episodes. It was to teach kids. You know, there was education about everything on there, and it was a game show all in one. They had all
Right.
different things on there, and the whole cast. I mean, I'm sorry, the audience was only kids, no adults at all. Like the parents pretty much just dropped the kids at the front door and left. All the kids were always well behaved. There was no bratty kid. Well, we didn't see any bratty kids. They edited them out. So, but Wanderama was an awesome show. That was another.
Yeah, I love that show.
Yeah.
It was on Sunday, right?
Yes, Sunday morning.
If I'm not mistaken.
Sunday morning.
Yeah.
I believe it was like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. And you know what pissed me off, bro? Many moons later, it's not anti-religion stuff, but I didn't know that Davey.
Dave, I was just talking about this with somebody.
Bro.
Are you kidding me right now?
I didn't know it was a religious show.
I did. I always knew that. I was just talking to Tanya. I think we were just talking about Davey.
Hey, Davey.
And we just read up on it. So Davey was like more like his conscious. He would and he always helped them through stuff. You know what I mean? If you know, but the thing we talked about when we watched it, when we were talking about it, is that we noticed that it never really mentioned any religion when you were in there. It always only showed you what the right or the wrong thing was and how to be a good person. It never mentioned God or it never did any of that.
Yeah.
But you knew that the show was a religious show because it was it was affiliated with some I forgot the church who it was, right, and all that.
Yeah.
But I do remember watching it. It was claymation, wasn't it, or something
it was
like that?
Claymation. So now we're gonna fast forward 100 years because they did this on Adult Swim. And
Oh no, they
he
did.
turned
No, they
around and
didn't.
he took
No,
all
they
that
didn't.
stuff, bro. And he made it into made it
dirty.
and hilarious. Oh my god,
He sacrilegious it, bro.
It was perfect because it was like when you watched it after you grew up. I was so pissed off. I found out it was religious.
Yeah.
That him turning around and messing with it and doing what he did, Seth Green. Oh, dude, it was fantastic.
It must have blown your mind when you realized that.
Dude.
You did not know that?
Did not know it, and I was so mad because I was like, man, I was actually learning a God lesson and. I didn't even realize it, So it was.
No,
insane.
it really it was very discreet on how it approached it. It didn't go. It was always the parents always talked to him. And you always saw him talking to the dog when he was trying, hey, we need to go back or whatever it was going on.
We need to go fix that.
Right. Or, or whatever the message was that they were trying to, but now I never really watched it all the time, but I do remember it was on, and it was kind of creepy in a way too, though.
It was a lot of creepy.
Yeah,
it was still that like that. Oh, I was stuck. I'm sitting there watching.
Man, this dog is talking.
Man, I was so mad that I found when that happened. When I found that out, bro. But there was a lot, and they said so they don't have any more of the Saturday cartoons the way that they used to, and so that then classic TV like that is null and void. The show. Right, just to have any of those things, to have we said it would have to be now on social media. MeTV though has a Saturday morning stretch, to watch.
Oh, I believe like what cartoons and stuff.
Yeah, all the old school cartoons.
Oh man, Looney Tunes is the shit.
Yeah, bro.
All right, and not for nothing. Hold that thought.
No, go ahead.
Those were our parents' cartoons, and they went to the movie theater and watched them when they were in the movie theater before the movie started, or in between movies that they went to see. Like they would say, "Oh, your grandmother give me a quarter, and I'd be gone for the whole day." I would see 2 movies, this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, "Holy shit!" Yeah. And then we were watching their cartoons on TV.
All the little shorts. So it was little shorts.
Yeah,
I love it, bro.
Looney Tunes was the best.
Everything. Hanna-Barbera cartoons, too.
And we didn't grow up violent or beating anybody up, bro.
No, we pretty much didn't. Now that you mentioned,
because,
seriously thinking
because
about it.
You know how they are about the TV shows, and you got to be careful, violence. But remember, they were really adult cartoons for their time.
Yes.
And when you listen to the humor for that time, it was pretty risque too. Some of the things they were saying when you figure out what it was they were saying in the show, in whatever cartoon or episode you were watching.
Insane.
Yeah, great cartoons.
But it was classic television, bro.
That's right.
That was classic TV. That's
Absolutely.
what made. I'm sorry. That's just. I mean, as crazy as people may want to say that we are at our age.
Hey, listen, it is what it is. That's our history.
That's what made us.
That's our history.
That's what gave us the backbone to do things and just to
Generation X, yo.
That's it, man. People are really scared of Generation X.
Why?
Because, not scared. I don't mean nervous, but just not like that. I mean more like how to be like that again. Like just
no, you can't be like that again. What you have to do is, I think, people should never try to be like anybody else, right?
Fair enough.
But how about just doing or taking that kind of formula and saying, oh, you know what? I like that way of that happening, but I'm going to do it this way or that way, and you make it into your own thing. But you're using the same kind of, it's like, in other words, you're making it better.
Yeah, I would love to be able to see that happen. You know what I mean? But I mean, even just those kind of TV shows. That classic TV, just to with the ideas and whatever. I guess I'm lying because
I feel like we're forgetting stuff too.
Oh, dude, we're forgetting so many TV shows. Like we're gonna get freaking text messages, emails, messaging, and everything else with it with TV shows that we forgot about that we didn't even say. But again, it was what you and I were thinking about off the bat, just kind of running through.
Right. So here's another one. All right. Because now I'm looking. Because I'm like, all right, we named a lot for what we remember, right? And here's stuff we probably would have mentioned. Merv Griffin
show. Holy holies. Bob Newhart, he just passed away.
Right,
recently.
he just passed away.
Bob Newhart was the
You want to hear something crazy too? I thought he had already passed away. And then when he passed away, I was like,
oh shit.
He didn't die?
Yeah, I know, right?
I really did. And for whatever reason, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe because he was on the show with what the hell was the name of that show? That he played this crazy guy he played on TV. I can't remember.
Well, he was an Elf.
Right.
He was Elf. He was his dad.
With Sheldon.
Oh, Big Bang Theory.
Thank you.
Yep, he was.
I knew the show.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out.
I had to say Sheldon. We knew who it was.
Sheldon.
Yep. Yeah.
I remembered that.
Mary Tyler Moore show, bro. That right there, that was, again, if you listen to everybody that was on the show, that was supposed to be the groundbreaking show for women empowerment. That women can go out into the workforce and they can be somebody and,
wow,
they can be worthwhile. Yeah, I know that shit went.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
We're looking at the time where we can't relate because you start talking and it just flies. It's crazy. Yep. Well, here's a couple more before we go. All right. Because we're going to end it soon.
Yep.
The other one was, we did I Love Lucy, right? Mm-hmm. Twilight Zone.
Yep.
Right. Gunsmoke. Right. Gunsmoke.
Yep. Have Gun Will Travel.
Seinfeld. I guess you could say All in the Family.
Yep.
Right. Cheers.
Cheers, where everybody knows your name.
Roseanne.
Roseanne used to be good.
Good Times. We already said that.
Yeah.
That was a great show, man.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good show. That's pretty much.
City,
I mean, I'm sure there's stuff we'll remember, and then I'll hear it from my friend Frank.
Mm-hmm.
Say, you forgot to mention this one. I thought you would mention this one.
We didn't forget. It was just there's so many great.
Oh
ones.
God, yeah.
We would have to sit here and just name off the shows rather than
exactly.
So now, not changing the subject, but that when Jimmy Kimmel,
okay,
that he did the specials that they did them live.
Right.
All My Children.
Oh, yeah.
And the Jeffersons.
Right.
And they redid old shows.
Not All My Children, All My Family.
All in the Family.
All My Children. Fucking soap operas.
I know, I'm stuck. That's another, but that's classic TV.
Classic TV.
It's not on anymore. Yeah. So yeah, but he did them live. So if you didn't see them, they were pretty good.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, they did them live. It was good.
Right.
Woody Harrelson was Archie.
Well,
and Marissa Tomei was Edith.
That's right.
Yep. So it was good. Jamie Foxx was.
He was George Jefferson. Yeah, I remember seeing that. I just saw somewhere where it was a blooper where he was live. They showed it and he messed up on stage.
It was that one.
Yeah.
It was that.
Yeah, and it was cool. But it was cool as kid. He played it off great. It was perfect. People were laughing in the audience. 'Cause that's the way it was when they did Carol Burnett and all that other stuff. Carol Burnett. Oh my God.
Great stand-up
Can't even
show.
forget with that one. Can't forget Believe.
See, that's
this is probably the one he's probably going to say. That was the one I was going to say. You forgot to say that one.
It was a variety show. So variety shows back in the day were little shorts of funnies.
Hollywood Squares.
Hollywood Squares was the craziest. Hollywood Squares was a game show. Then you had,
but it was funny as hell.
It was
always
funny,
had good people on.
Always funny, and so was the honeymoon, not the honeymoon again, the Newlywed Game.
Yeah,
the Newlywed Game.
Yeah,
best. Yeah,
so
that was great. In the butt, Bob.
Anyway,
so awesome show, brother man.
Yes, this was a good one.
Appreciate you.
All right,
everybody,
so
have a good one. Thank you for joining us. I got to go through all this stuff now because we got to move it over for Tom because Tom's not here. So I'm usually just sitting straight in front of this thing. So with that being said, thank you all for listening. Love, peace, and hair grease.
Live long and prosper.
And
go vegan.
Yes, Tom, we got you, baby.